This is the part where we're going to turn on the system and just go over some simplistic functions. This is your power strip that all the power plugs are plugged into. It also has light tubes, which you probably never need, but if you have this up high and you want to look at a piece of paper or a disc, you just turn it on and it will go ahead and illuminate, but always make sure it's off if you're not using it. And then you just push them back in. This has a built-in voltage meter, so the first thing you do when you get the system, everything is powered off, including the speakers. You turn that on. Now what it's doing is it's feeding power to everything. Your fans, that's just for circulating cool air throughout the box. You'll notice that it has the voltage. That could hover anywhere from 110 to 125 and should, in most respects, be fine. This is your dual wireless microphones. They're set up where they're already on the different channels, and what you do is you take the microphone, you have the power button, you hold it in until you see it light up. You'll notice that it says channel 1, and it also says channel 1 there. Because this is fed through the mixer, this volume is no longer being worked. So that's not being touched. You won't have to touch anything on here. Now, as far as the microphones, well, one of the first things we do have to do, like I said, after powering it up, is I'm going to go ahead and power on each of the speakers. And then go back out to the front. Now, on channel 1 and channel 2 is for your 2 wireless microphones. You'll notice that I have this, it's not on. I have this actually turned off. If you ever want to just plug in a mic and just talk on it, DJ mic, you're fine with the 2 extra quarter mics. But this is flipped over to line. 1 and 2 is dedicated to that. You'll notice that the effects station is on. That shows how much echo is put in, and it's on echo. And you'll notice that I activated, see, channel 1, channel 2. That means I want effects on these 2 channels. And then as far as talking,
check 1, 2.
Check. See, no.
Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2. You'll notice that I turn the bass down a little bit. You can adjust your bass, mids, highs, and make sure you stay away from the speakers. You always want to be behind the speakers or further away from the speakers because you'll get feedback. You want to try to keep your speakers away from the walls. Just try different areas in testing it, and you'll know where it sounds the best. So that's your channel 1, and then you have the second microphone that you run off of this one.
And then when you're done using it, you just hold it in, power it off. Okay, so we went over channel 1 and 2. Now channel 3 and 4. 3 is that extra cable that I gave you. If you ever need to hook up an iPod, smartphone, CD player, you could hook up any of that right here. Channel 4 is where your karaoke is at. Now, as far as, like I said, you have the 1/8-inch cable that goes right into the headphone jack. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over just a little bit. In fact, here's the fader as well. I have it set for channel 3 and channel 4. So right now, if I put it in the middle, that means I'll pick up anything. But if I'm over on channel 4, that means I'm only going to hear this. So if I had this laptop set up, and then you wanted to hook up a CD player or an iPod, and you wanted to press play on that one, you fade right over to the next one. But you want to make sure that this is set up, it's on the right channel, that's how you use the fader. This right here is your headphone jack. You just take a set of headphones. If you want to, let's say you're playing on the karaoke, and then you hooked up a CD player, but you want to listen to the song to make sure it's the right song. What you do is this PFL button that initiates it. That means that when you listen to this on the headphone and you have it over on cue, you could turn it up. No one's going to hear it because you have the fader over here. You're going to hear what's on this channel just to test it out, and then you just turn that off when you're not using it. And that's pretty much it. Now, as far as the volumes, Here's your zone that I mentioned about the subwoofers. So typically I'll have it set at 0, and then I'll bring it in. It just depends upon how much bass you want. Here's your balance. That just means it goes from left to right speakers if you want it to just listen to one side, but no one ever uses that. You have your master volume. So on your speaker, you have the main volume, which allows the power to come out. Then this is considered your second one. So if I turn this up, maybe right around 0, that allows it to give me as much power as I can, and then you could adjust the channels from here. Like you could set it right here. That'll allow you to actually go up higher and higher as far as being able to test the unit and so forth. So if I go in, let's see if it allows me to go in. Okay, you'll have your karaoke program. It's actually going to be down here. It may be over here because they're setting up another laptop. But right now, let's say I go in. This right here is the 3D interface. I just do this, I minimize it, it goes down there. And what I want to do is I want to go to my playlist. I click on that, you see that there's nothing. Then over here, press load. That's basically, I want to tell them where my playlist is. This is the master playlist, which shows where all the songs are. You click that, you open it. It opens up, has all the songs there. Now you can just search. So let's say you're looking at your song list and you want song 3231. It's either called number or index. The computer calls it index. So if I want to search for that song, you go down to search. It may ask you twice, but you know that you want to search index. So I want song 3231. And then I'm going to search for it. I know that it's indexed. And you'll see that it's Hey You by 311. And then all I'm doing is taking this, dragging it up here. Now this is the list pre-list, meaning that this is what I'm working with. This is the master that I'm pulling from, and this is where I'm setting them up. So if I set up more than one song, dragged it up there, it would automatically go to the next one. So now I want to play this. Press play. Now right now, I'll turn down the volume just for a second. Now let's say you get it and you don't see this up here. If you see me going to the left, or actually to the right, see how the mouse came up on the screen over here? So basically it's on the screen. See how I'm able to bring it all the way over here? So maybe it's in the background. So let's say when you do this, you don't see the screen up there. You might have to minimize this and see the screen. So then you bring that screen over to the right, and I would tell you to set your monitor over to the right, because if you're scooting it to the right, it just makes natural sense. So you bring it in there, and then if you need to go up or down, you're able to go up and down that way to set it, and you could just set it, you know. Okay, and then you just go back this way. Now you're back on this. Now if you're ever doing this and you're like, where's the mouse? It could have accidentally went over there, because that happens too. So I'm going to open up the window again. Now, let's say you're playing the song and you could hear the lyrics, like someone singing. Then you would actually, let's go ahead and search for another song. We'll say 000, well, actually we'll just call it 1. Search, we know it's indexed because that's the number. All by myself right here. Now stop that, clear that out. Now I'm playing that one. Now you might notice this one might have the lyrics, and I'll show you what you do. So you hear her singing. You don't want your customer to hear that, so all you do is this vocal button right here. Click it once. Now it took it all the way out. Sometimes you have to click it twice. So that takes care of that. Now let's say at the end of the song you want to tell them, oh yeah, you're awesome. You could do fanfare. So you click fanfare and tell them, oh, that's 95. And then you play it at the end of the song and it will say, oh, they got a score of 95. Too bad they don't have one here that says that gongs people. Okay, see how it goes back to the settings? So let's say I want this song. Let's put it up there, press play. So it plays it. You could change the tempo and the pitch. Those are things you'll learn as you go. Equalizer, you can mess with the EQ. Right now it's set at flat. That's just going to be your preference and so forth. Random is just if you wanted to put this whole listing up there, you could do that. And then you could just have it play the entire night. Let's see, screen. If I hit that, see how it disappeared? Screen is back. Background, I put the Cavs logo, see that? Now you could talk to the Cavs text, and you could actually upload your own little GIF, like you could even get the Cavs logo bouncing around if you wanted to, or do like the videos, where you could have videos in the background, but you have to upload that stuff and work with Cavs on that. So I took the background out. Foreground just means that I'm taking out the lyrics. And that's pretty much it as far as just playing music. You just search for the music and so forth. Now this other screen, which makes it a little bit easier, right now I don't think I have it set up. But if this was operational right now, you could press title and then search for title and queue it up and even put the person's name. You could search by artist, by index, and on the bottom it would have play, stop, and all that. It's just a matter of resetting it up, and because Cavs is sending out the laptop, they'll probably set that up and you'll be able to talk to them over the phone. I'll also ask them to do this. If you minimize all this, you'll see this. It's called Cross Loop Connect. Basically, this is so they can take control of your computer on their end. So if you call them, you're basically clicking this. And what that will do is it will allow them to connect to your computer. Now, it asks you to do the account. I just say later. And then it will give you this number. You give that number to them. And then when they say press connect, you press connect, and then they'll take control of your computer to troubleshoot stuff. So I just wanted to make sure you knew about that. You see any other stuff on here that might belong to the computer, it's just things that came with the computer, and you could choose whether or not to get rid of them. You'll also notice that I put the playlist on the desktop on this one. So what I'll do is I'll email this playlist to you, and you could save it to your desktop, which makes it easier to get to if you want to. So we'll go back to bringing this up. Okay. Now let's say I'm stopped. And I want to go ahead and actually put in a disc. Now, there's a difference between super CDGs and regular karaoke CDs. You see how I put the CD and it automatically popped up to play it? I just took that off. But if you play a regular CD and you want to just play the audio, you could do it that way through the Windows Media. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you where the songs are on this one. You hit computer. You know that it's in the C drive. karaoke songs, the way yours is going to look, you won't see this. That was just a sample folder that I made. But you'll see the Cavs multiplex. That's the 2,390 songs. And then the disc that you get, Pop Hits Monthly 2007, 8, 9, 10, and 11. All you do is you make these folders. And then what you do is you pop in your Super CDG, which are these. So you pop in 2007 first. Because it's a Super CDG, all you have to do is copy and paste it. So let's go ahead and let me give you an idea of what I'm talking about. Take the disc out. We'll pop it in. Now, like I said, the Windows Media might automatically catch it, and all you do is you X out of it. Like, see how this says it? Do you want to play it? We don't want to play it. We know that it's on the F drive. That's where the CD drive is. So you just always go to Computer. You see that it's right there. Right-click, Open. Now you'll see that it has all those files. But all you have to do is take this file, press copy, then what you do is you go back to your computer, go to the C drive, karaoke songs, right click, paste. Well, because I didn't actually click copy, it's not going to bring up the paste, but if I had, you'll see paste in there. So you paste it, and then all of a sudden you get this little box that comes up, and it says that it's copying it. So it copies it over to that folder. Once it copies over, it's just going to say MCG. This is already done, but what you would do is you would right-click, and you would go down to Rename, and rename it Pop Hits Monthly 2007. Then you go to the next one, and then once you copy and paste the next disk, the MCG folder, it'll say MCG. And you right-click, rename it to PHM 2008. So now that that's done, and you have all your karaoke music in there, there'll be a master playlist already from Cavs that will actually show you the 2390 songs. So remember I brought this up? What you do is you go, My Computer, go to C, go to your karaoke songs, go into here. Now I'm going to go to 2 because number 1, these folders, these are just separate folders. Like let's say one night you just want to do all country. You could actually put all country songs in there and then name the song list country. And then that way you don't have to bring up all the other music. You can just have all country. But you make sure you save that file. So we're going to go to 2. It's empty. Now I'm going to go into this. You'll see that it has all the music in here. The 2390. Now what you want to do, you want to left click on that, go all the way down, then shift. Now you got them all. Now I want to, well actually no, it didn't do them all. Let me see what happened. Maybe I got to go back up here, maybe it's control. This is all a learning process for me, by the way. You got this. I wonder why that's not doing it. Alright, there. Alright, it should actually highlight them all. So I might have to just do this. I clicked that check mark, it highlighted them all. I don't know why it keeps okay, I'm gonna alright, I did control this. I just took out those files. Now see how it all went up to the playlist? So 1 through 2390 went up to the playlist. Now I want to go back. See how I have this? Now I want to add this one. So I select all. Make sure I don't put the... Okay, this one doesn't have that. So you just put playlist. See how it did it? It put that in there. Go to 2008. Click them all. Hit playlist. It adds them all. And you just keep adding them. Now let's say you want to actually put in a new disc. So what we'll do is we'll take out the other disc. Now we're talking about CDGs. Super CDGs, the cabs ones, those are simple copy and paste. But regular CDGs, because it's not already in the format, it has to be put in the format. But the good thing is, you pop in your CDG, put it on there, it will probably pop up that one window again. We'll just X out of that because we're not looking to do anything with it. We know where it's at, so we're going to minimize this. We know that it's on F. See how it brings up all the songs that are on there, as long as it has the title, artist, and so forth. What we'll do is we'll check the file naming just to make sure it's what we want it to be. We know we want the track number first, title second, and artist third. That's all we need. You'll see up here, track or index, title, and the artist. That's all we're concerned about having for the most part. So you press OK. Now what we're doing, let's say that this is a Journey CD and the CDG is AMS 4005. What we do is we go out first. Once again, we go to Computer. We go into your C drive, karaoke songs, and you basically new folder, and we'll call it AMS 4000. So you at least know that's the disc that you did. So now we know it's in there. So we could X out of that, go back into the program. What I'm going to do is just download two. So I'm going to select two of them, or I'll just select one. And what you do is you concentrate over to the right, and you just press, in your case, you're probably going to do this. Select all, and then encode. But to make this a shorter process, we're just going to do number one. Press encode. See, it's track, title, artist. You want to make sure it's going to the right place. Remember we said it's in the C drive, the karaoke song folder, and it's the CDG disc, but that's not the one we're going to. We're actually going to, you're in karaoke songs, we know it's going to this one. And then we press OK. It takes about 10 seconds for it to upload each song. And then it'll show you when it's done. It will go to the next one and keep doing up to 100%, 100%, 100%. So it's 100%. So we know it's done. Now what we want to do is we want to go to C,